Oh, hi. Look, this is what I think I'm going to work on tonight. But it will remain to be seen whether or not this actually happens. I do have all of the fabric starched, cut, and even labeled, so maybe we can get it done. It's only been sitting in a project bin for, oh, I don't know, about a year, maybe even longer. So, TBD, guys, TBD. Hey, friends, happy Friday. I have got to tell you, I have a confession. I have no creative junction left in my body. I just finished this block behind me. It is a 17.5-inch block. If you guys caught my Sew Sampler unboxing, that block should look familiar to you because it's block number 1 from the Sew Sampler block of the month. Peaceful Baskets, I think is what it's called. So I did an unboxing. I canceled Sew Sampler. I was gone for like 30 days, if that. And then I went right back because I saw the block of the month. Now, I want to talk to you about this for a little bit first. I already talked about it in my unboxing video, but in case you missed it, let me just bring you up to speed. Several years ago, when I signed up for the Sew Sampler Block of the Month program, I was really excited because the block of the month that they were doing in the Sew Sampler box for that period of time were these recipe cards. They were like 5x7 cards, which I thought were really cute. And each recipe card had you put together like a flower basket block. And I was super excited about that. But I joined up at like month 9 and I never went back and bought the other blocks patterns. And I always wanted to, I just didn't. So it's kind of been one of those things that's been on my bucket list. One day I'm going to do a basket quilt. So I canceled Sew Sampler not because I didn't like the box, but because I was paying $30, just a little over $30 a month for it. And I wasn't sewing from it. I wasn't doing the block of the month. I wasn't doing any of the patterns, and the fabric was great, but I have fabric. I don't need to keep getting fabric that I'm not working with. Did love the notions, but I just decided to save the 30 bucks. However, I saw Andrea from Arkansas Gal open her April box, and that was the one that I was going to miss. And I was like, oh no, their block of the month is Peaceful Baskets. And so that got me right back in. And so I went and signed up. I bought the fabric kit, I bought the fabric finishing kit. I did not buy the backing. I'm going to bring my own backing. I'm going to save myself some money. I've got some 108 bolts here. I don't need their special backing. And then I happened to see that they had some April 2024 boxes left over a la carte. Now, you didn't get it for the $30. You had to pay like the 45 or the 50 or whatever the retail value was. So I did pick one of those up so that I could have the pattern. And when I got it, I was like, I'm going to do the block. I just want to show people, I just want to show people an unboxing. I haven't done an unboxing in a while. Let's do an unboxing video. So I did an unboxing video. And I asked everybody if they wanted to see me do tutorials for the Sew Sampler Block of the Month. And overwhelmingly, the comments that are there, most people do want to see that tutorial. So I have finished recording a tutorial for this. I just got to record the intro and outro, and that video is going to drop sometime over the weekend. I'm thinking sometime on Sunday, but TBD, it might be Monday. Just depends on when I can get the intro and outro recorded. So this is what the first block looks like. Super cute. Video is coming very, very soon. And also, speaking of videos, if you did not see, if you did not see my video that I uploaded earlier this week, I made a boo-boo, guys. I released my video this week in the morning on Wednesday, I think it was, instead of in the evening like I normally do. And as a result, the video is not doing as well as it normally would because I don't think people got the notifications that it's out there. So this is me giving you a personal notification that I have a video out there on Quilt As You Go. I show you a way that I was able to do Quilt As You Go on my domestic machine with something other than just strips of fabric or a log cabin. Actually did a star Quilt As You Go. And then I took a jelly roll and I went over to my long arm and I did Quilt As You Go on the long arm. And it was a lot of fun. This thing was made super quick. And it actually is perfect size for just sitting here. That's a perfect size lap quilt. I used 30. I used 30 of the strips in a jelly roll for the quilt. And then I did use some of the strips left over for a scrappy binding. And I still have some strips left over for another project. So if you have not seen that video, maybe after the live stream tonight or sometime this weekend, if you're looking for something to watch, I would love for you to check that video out. All right, let's get over to the chat and say hey to a few people.
Hey.
Mom is here. She says, hey. Mom, what are you working on tonight?
I'm sewing blocks together from the one I've been working on for 2 years.
2 years. It's not been 2 years. It's been a couple of months, though.
It's been a minute.
It has been a minute. I'm just making the font a little bit bigger so that I can see this. There we go. So Mom is working on, I did a tutorial probably about did that video go out about 3 weeks ago or so?
3 or 4 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, it was called Dancing Squares. There is a pattern for it. You can get it for free if you're a VIP member on my website. It is basically 2 blocks that are put together very similarly to courthouse steps, but the way the layout of the fabrics go, how it kind of offsets with the background fabric, you have 2 different blocks that you're making, and those 2 different blocks are going to essentially kind of come in together to kind of give you like this popping type of look. Very easy to do, very, very easy to do. It does just take 1.5-inch strips. But if you just wanted to grab a couple of jelly rolls, I guess you could do that too. Maybe 1 jelly roll of a background, 1 of a print. That would work. The pattern doesn't have those steps in there, but your blocks will measure differently. So go check that video out. Check out the pattern if you're interested in it. Mom is working on hers. She finally has all of her blocks made, and she is now sewing her 7 rows of 7, alternating how they start and finish.
I think I might need 1 more square.
Oh, well, you should have 25 of one and 24 of the other.
Yeah.
Okay, she's counting her blocks. We've got a few people in the chat. I just want to say hey to my channel supporters.
6.
We've got Casey Semick. She is here from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Katie, the Greenland Quilter, is here. Mama Nancy, your twin Nancy Jean is here. We call her Aunt Nancy Jean now. Zaza Burns is here. Hello. Kathy Has Faith is here and says, hello, Nancy.
Hello, hello.
Mike Seppa says, hey, Mama.
Hey, baby.
Donna Moxley is here. She is here from Texas. Hello. Lita Brown is here. Says, hi, Becca and everyone. Awesome. Welcome. Christine Hild is here and is saying hi to Mennonite Farmhouse. She's at the other end of Northeast Maryland at the top of the Chesapeake Bay, and she loves visiting Western Maryland. So we've got some fun chats going on. Your sweet Georgia Peach, Bill Imhoff, is here.
Hi, Bill.
And we've got lots of other folks too. I just want to make sure I give everybody that's green a shout out. I think I have. All right. Oh, also it looks like somebody subscribed. Lois Erickson. Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate that. And then I'm going to look really quick and see if I was tagged in. Any questions?
Yeah, I
or
got
comments?
24.
Good. Then you're good. Auntie L Handmaid says, Nevada Energy, the electric company here, disconnected my power and air this morning. Thankfully, they got it back on before it hit 100 degrees this afternoon.
Why'd they cut her electric?
She said it was an accident. Linda Gillespie says, I did the same thing with the sew sampler box. I collected them, loved the notions, but didn't need so many fat quarters stacking up. Susan says, it sounds like your mom is sewing. Mom is sewing.
Mom is sewing.
I haven't even started. Katie Simard says, yippee, it's Friday and 3-day weekend. So cool to start it with all of you. Good evening. Hey, listen, you guys, oh, there's a question in the chat before we talk about this. Jackie says, what foam stabilizer do you use for bags when you can't get soft and stable? Pellin has a foam. I can't remember what it's called, but there's a Pellin that's similar to soft and stable that you can get from Joann's, maybe Michael's now. Math Geek is here. She says, I'm here, but busy adding alt text to images and a slide deck. LOL. Sounds like she is working. And Jackie DBD Stitch Art is here, and it is 100 degrees in Phoenix today.
Ugh.
Oof. Lori L is here from Rhode Island, said it's finally getting warm there. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And Donna from Handmade Bagging is here as well. She's just hanging out in the chat. She will not be going live tonight, I do not believe. I think she's waiting a couple more weeks before she resumes her Friday night lives. But she is doing just a low-key sip and chat, just like a very informal catch up on Sunday mornings, I think at 9 a.m. Eastern time. So if you want to see how she's doing, hear directly from her, make sure you're subscribed to her channel and then pop over there on Sunday mornings.
Okay.
Gwendolyn Hank says, hi, Becca and Donna, I am here. I'm just busy doing dishes. Hello. And Kelly Moiter answered the question about the foam. She said, Pellon Flex Foam 77 is what she uses when she can't get soft and stable, and she loves it as well as soft and stable. That's what I was thinking of. I just couldn't remember what it was called. All right. Let's talk about the weekend, because I got some things to talk about. All right. Before I dive into the sewing, because I'm kind of not feeling the sewing at the moment, so maybe we'll just sit and chat and catch up a little bit, and then that'll get me a little motivated to actually work on a project. I find that sometimes when I'm in the middle of creating a lot of things, videos, patterns, tutorials, my own personal thing, after I've accomplished a volume of things, I need to have that palate cleanser or that time where I just sit and go, right? Yeah. And I am definitely in one of those moments. This video took me a few days to put together in between work and all. It's an easy sew, but when you have to record every step of the way and edit it down, and it does take a little bit more time. I love doing it though. So no shade, not complaining whatsoever. Super appreciative that I am lucky enough to be able to make content like that you enjoy watching. So not going to complain about that at all. But it did take me a couple of days to do. And then I also made the video for this and finished this up. And I have been working on a quilt that is now fully pieced. And the video tutorial for that is recorded and edited as well, but I am finalizing the edits to a physical written pattern, which I want to drop as well. So if you're counting in your head, I had kind of 3 video tutorials that I was working on at the same time. Not obviously at the same time, right? Like I'm going to sew
simultaneously.
Yeah, simultaneously. Work on this one, put it down, work on this one, put it down. And so now all 3 of those things are pieced and or quilted. The videos are recorded and edited. I just got to, excuse you. I just got to put the intro and outro into the video. and I should be good, and I got to finish the things on the patterns. But because I finished 3 big things,
You're done.
yeah, I'm just kind of like,
Well, I think I'm going to stop sewing because I just don't want to.
that's fine. Are you staying in here and talking, or are you going downstairs?
I'll stay here for a bit.
Okay, well,
My audience requires my presence.
you're so funny. Everybody's like, "Whoa, mom," because your mom does this thing. I don't know. I don't know if you know that you do it. When she has,
My mouth was shut,
you don't always shut your mouth.
but this time it was.
When she has to burp, a lot of times she just goes, and it just comes out like just a frog. It's louder than it. Y'all are going to keep coming back here, and every time you come, you're like, what form of gas is your mother passing today?
Both today, thank you.
Middle school all over again.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I'm not doing it under my arm.
No. Mike says Manjaro burps. Let it out. Yeah,
That's exactly what that is.
it is. Well, I'm just like, whoa, whoa. And it is what it is. Like, it's fine. How did Mama Nancy like her new haircut?
Oh, yes.
Do you want to come over here and show them?
No, I'm in my PJs with nothing, no bra.
Nobody cares.
I do, no.
Okay. She likes to be on the microphone, but she doesn't like to be on camera. Sorry. You have to look at my mug.
This after me telling you how beautiful you are the last 2 days. So can I wear pajamas 24/7 when we go to retreat?
Always.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you couldn't do that in Alabama.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, I feel funny doing it in Alabama.
Well, no, just do it. Who cares? If they don't like it, don't go next year. But they won't care. Anyway,
isn't that gorgeous?
it is. This is. And you know what this jelly roll was, right? You watched that video.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Do you remember why we bought this fabric?
No.
Because you wanted it to be a rug.
I don't remember that.
I do. You wanted me to make a jelly roll rug. And so you picked this out at the fabric store. You're like, oh, I'll take that one. And so this has been sitting on my shelves for probably about 3 or 4 years.
Oh, it's been a minute.
It's been pre-COVID, yeah. Yep. And I washed it, so it's got a little bit of the crinkle factor.
Oh, I love crinkle.
And it's got that silky,
Yeah.
from the fabric softener, it's got that silky finish on it right now. So
Yeah.
It's really good. This is really good for a baby blanket. Angela's like, you could do that for a baby blanket too. Yes, and because this is, I say small, right? You could absolutely do this on a domestic.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, before I washed it, it was 40 inches wide by 60 inches long, but it's probably 38 now. After you wash it, you lose a couple of inches. So I love it. It's great for a lap quilt. Like, this would be a great wheelchair quilt too. Perfect size for a wheelchair quilt because it's not dragging on the floor. It's keeping my legs and my stomach covered.
And your boobs.
Oh, and my girls up top. So yeah, absolutely. You have lots of folks in the chat telling you that they're not wearing a bra either, but they're also saying they agree they don't want to be seen either.
I stand firm. I'll just say this. My husband called me George.
Is he going to put you in his pocket and carry you around and love you and squeeze you and call you George?
Well, I don't know about all that.
That's from Looney Tunes. Bugs Bunny was like, it had that, I love him and hug him and call him George. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Becky,
Anywho.
that was like 60 years ago.
Okay, so people are saying, just hold the quilt up so we can't see your bras and come over and stick your head above it so they can see your haircut.
No.
She said no. Okay. I tried.
Sorry, guys. No.
Please wear it and come show your hair.
No. Keep asking and I will leave.
I won't read anymore if they ask. Oh, wait, but I do have one more comment to read. Bill says if you stand firm, you won't need a bra.
Yeah, that's the whole problem. That, my dear sweet Georgia Peach, is from your sweet little MN.
MN, that's what he calls her. MN, Mama Nancy. MN. He
MN.
doesn't even type it out. He just writes
Nope,
MN.
MN. First time he did that, I had to really think about what it meant. And then I went, oh.
Yep. I gotta say, I have the luxury of working from home a couple days a week, and I have. Mom's laughing because she knows where I'm going with this. I have had the pleasure of understanding not taking a shower or changing out of my pajamas. The more comfortable I get. So my job allows me to work from home 2 days a week as long as I'm not needed in the office. And so on those 2 days, I get to stroll out of bed about 10 minutes before I need to log in. Usually it's 20, so I come downstairs and get a cup of coffee, log into the computer, check my email, do all of those things. And I come down like pajamas on, hair a mess, and I sit there and I drink my coffee and I work for a little while. And I always tell myself, okay, on my lunch break, I'll go take a shower, I'll do my hair. And then lunch comes around, I'm like, well, I made it this far in the day. Maybe I'll put a bra on.
And then one day you wake up and say, you must shower today. It's been too long.
Yeah, I had that problem. Yeah, it was so funny. But either way, I can appreciate a good, I'm not changing clothes, I'm not doing my hair. I can appreciate those days. But I can also appreciate how motivated I feel to do stuff when I do get up, I do my hair, I get dressed, because I feel like I accomplished something. But if that happens too late in the day,
it's no good.
No, I need it to happen in the morning. So, yeah. Yep.
In the morning, I'll say, well, I'll take a shower this evening. The evening, I get it tomorrow morning. Today was, get off your lazy tuchus and go take a shower, woman.
Shelly says, shoot, I've taken a shower and put on clean jammies. I've done that.
That's exactly what I did.
I've done that. I'll be like, full disclosure, I've got pajama bottoms on, so it is business up top, party down below. I'm even wearing slippers.
Oh, yeah. Care. And whoever sent you those slippers, Carol, thank you, because they are the most comfortable.
So Carol, I don't have the other pair here. Carol sent me a Happy Mail package. It had a Scentsy essential oil diffuser in there, which I have in my room, and it smells absolutely amazing. But then she also gave me a pair of Snoozies, I think is what they're called.
I think so.
And they're
so comfortable.
Oh my gosh. These things are the best things ever. You can get them on Amazon for about $15 a pair.
Life-changing.
They're slippers, but they're not tight like socks.
No.
But they're not hard like shoes. They fit like a shoe, but they feel like a sock. It feels like a slipper, and they're not so hot that your feet sweat, but your feet aren't cold. Like, this is just enough, and it's made out of like that minky stuff. So they're called Snoozies, Snoozies. So she sent me a pair, and I've been wearing the heck out of those, and I loved them so much that this week I bought my mom and I both a pair, and they do have the anti-slip down on the bottom.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants the link for that, I can get an Amazon affiliate link, and I'll put it in the chat. I'll definitely put it in the description box after the video.
Oh, you'll love them.
They're awesome.
It's like you walk barefoot with covering all the time.
Yeah.
Better than socks.
Yeah. You have your feet are covered. They stay warm, but they don't stay hot. And it's kind of like an equivalent of a soft quilt. So I love a good blanket. But one of the struggles that I have when I'm sleeping at night is I don't want to sweat. And a few years ago, when I started going through the change, the night sweats were horrible. I had to sleep. It just, you guys all probably know my pain. So when I slept the first couple times with a quilt, I understood because it kept me warm, it kept the chill off, but it was breathable.
Yeah, big difference.
Yeah, huge difference. So now what we do is I sleep with a quilt on top of me, and then we have our down comforter. And then we do another quilt on top of the down comforter.
That's a lot of blankets.
Oh, and it feels great.
I love
keep
weighted.
our bedroom, we keep our bedroom cold. So Jason's usually under the down comforter and the top quilt, which is king size. Both of those are king size, but I'm under a queen size quilt on my own because I am a firm believer that a secret to a happy marriage is your own covers.
My husband would probably agree.
Yes. Okay, I have to tell a story on myself.
Oh.
You guys.
It's real.
I was working from home earlier this week, and it was towards the end of the day, and usually towards the end of my workday, Mom starts making her way upstairs to work on her quilt. She's come up just about every day this week. She has dinner with us, she works on the quilt, even if it's just for half an hour or so, she's up here, and then she goes back downstairs and does whatever she's going to do in the basement. But I was on a work call in the family room, so
I know what you're talking about.
I have had an epiphany. So when I work from home, I used to work from this spot, but the computer and everything is so far away from me, I would get neck strain in my back and everything. So I have a treadle desk that I bought from a craft show. I set my work computer up in the family room and I put my headset on. So I actually work in the family room, and it makes me feel like I have a different work site. It's not in the middle of all this. I'm not distracted. Not that I really was before, but it feels more official. It feels more official, and I don't get the neck strain. I don't get the eye strain. So I'm sitting at my work computer. My back is to the rest of the house. I have my headset on. I'm in the middle of a conference call, wrapping up my day. It's about 4 o'clock or so, last call of the day. And I get off the call, and I went to go see if Mom was coming upstairs. So I went over and I had opened the door and I yelled down the stairs, "Mom," no answer. "Mom," no answer. I was like, "Is she okay?
Is she dead?
Is she, what happened?" And so I'm going downstairs. She's not in the front room. So I'm like, "Is she in the bathroom?" So I walk over to the bathroom, and Beetlejuice, by the way, follows me down there. Nope, not in the bathroom. I go look in her bedroom. Nope, not in the bedroom. I'm like, where did she go? And so I was like, did the rapture happen? I got left behind? Like, that's immediately where my head went. I was like, oh, well. So then and I knew that she was probably upstairs in the sewing room, but it was just not because I didn't hear her walk by. So I told Mom the whole story, and I was like, yeah, I thought the rapture happened. I just got left behind. And she was like, she just started laughing. She was like, I was standing behind you. I had a whole conversation with Zoe. I was like, I was on a work call. I didn't hear any of it.
And no, the rapture has not happened.
Nope, I'm still here. So
but tell her what happened. Finish the story.
That it was the end of the story.
Beetlejuice.
Oh, no, that wasn't the end of the story. And so the end of the story was we come in the sewing room, and I typically, unless I'm recording or trying to do a live stream or something, both of the puppies are pretty good for the most part. And so we just leave the doors open to my sewing room now so they can come in and go as they want, unless their energy level is getting a little chaotic for me, at which point I kick them out and I shut the door. And the reason for that is because this is the only room in the whole house that has carpet on the floor, and they can get that traction up. They're not slipping and sliding. And so they like to run laps in here and bark and chase each other. So when they start doing that, I just kick them out. And then when they're calmed down, they can come back in. But anyway, we're sitting in here. We have the door open. Akumu was at the groomers. We had dropped him off at the groomers, so I didn't have Akumu with me. It was just Beetlejuice coming and going from the sewing room. But we heard him bark, and he was trying to get your attention. It was just, when he's trying to get your attention, he's just like, ruff, and then he's quiet. Ruff. He wasn't going crazy. He was trying to alert us that he needed something, and that's usually the sound that he has when he wants to come in from being outside, if he's sitting at the back door. But I hadn't let him out. And he sounded really close. I had no clue. I was like, what is going on? I was like, Jason, where's Beetlejuice? So I get up and I start looking around. He was at the top of the steps. At the top of the steps from my mom's apartment, there's a basement door that feeds into the kitchen, kind of hallway area. He was sitting at the top step on the other side of the door.
Waiting to be let out.
He was like, let me in. Let me in.
That poor baby was traumatized.
Yep. So So that was fun. That was that was fun. Guess who? Nancy says, "LOL, Becca. I think the same thing at times. Did it happen? And I just got left behind." Mennonite Farmhouse says, "We fight over the one cover on our bed in this house. I learned years ago the best way to a happy marriage is a good night's sleep under your own blanket." Now listen, if you want to have some mommy daddy time or daddy time or mommy time or whatever floats your boat, if you want to have some alone time with your partner, you can share those covers for a bit, but you know what this is when it's over. My blanket, go away.
You ain't right.
It is what it is. So I was going to tell you guys about this weekend. I'm excited because I have kind of like a 3-day weekend, a little bit. On Monday, I'm going to take half a day off. I know. And I'm going to work in the afternoon from home. I have some things, I would take the whole day off, but I have some projects that I really need to work on. So I don't want to take the whole day, especially if I can just do it from home. But Monday morning, I am going finally to see an allergist.
And I've been after her for at least 7 years.
I've had this appointment for a month now, and I am so excited. I'm so excited. So when I moved from Michigan to Virginia, it was 2005. And that spring in 2006, because I moved in the fall of 2005, that spring in 2006, my allergies were the worst I had ever seen. Like my eyes would get swollen shut, like it was horrible. It was horrible. But I had moved to the mountains of Southwest Virginia where there's tons of trees and pollen. And they're trees that I don't think I was exposed to in Michigan, at least not in that volume, because I grew up outside of Detroit. So, I managed it with an allergy pill, whatever. Fast forward a few years, we're living in the DC area, and now we have a dog and a cat. And when we adopted that dog and that cat, I did not think I was allergic to them. But as I got older, I started having allergy symptoms, hay fever symptoms, whenever the dog or the cat would come around.
Yep.
I did not have that in the beginning, and I tried all sorts of things with the diet and keeping them bathed and all of it, and it just kept getting worse. I also think I'm allergic to dust bunnies, which is why we try to dust the house once a month, wipe down all the baseboards and everything. But it's a whole thing. So Aiden's no longer with us.
Nope.
Tommy is no longer with us either. Tommy was our cat. We lost him last summer. Gosh, it's been almost a year.
It has.
Yeah. All right. So we lost. I no longer have pets that I am allergic to. Is the point? So I thought the allergies were relatively under control, except our house is in the middle of a forest. So allergy symptoms, while not as bad and definitely managed, are still there. So I finally just bit the bullet. I was talking to my doctor about it, and I was like, I need to have something done. So I'm going on Monday for allergy testing and all of the things. I'm supposed to walk out that day knowing what I'm allergic to, which is going to be interesting to see.
Besides
everything, apparently. And I mean, like, even with the eczema stuff, which, by the way, I haven't been getting my nails done. I took the stuff off my nails, I cut them short, and the eczema is clearing up, and we're just going to keep wearing them short and bare for a while. No polish, no nothing, just until everything's completely gone. But even with the eczema, that's an allergic reaction to something too. So something is happening, and I want to get those under control. So I'm excited. I get to go do that on Monday morning. But the reason why this story is all drawn out, if I sound a little nasally tonight, it is because I'm not allowed to take any allergy medications for 3 days prior to that test.
Oh, lovely.
So I have had to cease taking my daily allergy pill. And this morning, for the first 4 hours of the day, all you heard me do was sneeze and
I heard you downstairs.
It was horrible. And I was so happy I was working from home today. With all of this post-COVID stuff, I feel very uncomfortable being in any public place, office, grocery store, whatever, and having a sneezing fit, even when I know it's allergies, because I know somebody is looking at me thinking...
Somebody's saying, Keep your sickness at home.
Yep. And they have, and I'll even get those at work when because I stopped them a couple days sooner. I stopped the meds a couple days sooner because I wanted to make sure it was completely out of my system. But at work, Wednesday or Thursday, I was having a sneezing fit, and my friend who sits over by me, she's like, "Okay, that's 4. One more, and we're quarantining you. You got to go home." I was like, "Let me see if I can make myself sneeze."
I promise I'm not sick. It's allergies.
Oh, Zaza says allergies can become much worse after having certain viral infections.
Hello.
Oh.
You know what always gets my eczema going? You're going to laugh.
Oh, no.
Popcorn.
Really? Well, I do think that what I was allergic to is the lotion that they were using. Because when I went and had them take the gel off of my nails, which had to be soaked off, and I just had them do like a regular manicure, but no polish, nothing on it. The lady went to get the lotion and rub it on my hands to do the hand massage. And I pulled my hands away so fast. I was like, no, thank you. And I put my own lotion on that I know I don't have any issues with. And
big difference.
It was a big difference. Like, because normally when I get my manicure the next 2 days, my fingers itch. Mm-hmm. Like really bad, and then I scratch it so much that it turns into dry skin.
And down in here too.
Yeah, like the whole. It used to be just up around the cuticle, and then it was like the whole finger, and then it was starting to get to be the whole hand. So I didn't let them put their lotion on me, and big difference. But I think we're just going to keep doing that. We'll slowly add things back in because I do like getting my nails done one at a time, and we'll see what it does.
One nail at a time.
One item at a time. Sorry, because I like getting my nails done. So like maybe I'll go and let them put a clear coat on, just like or like my own nail polish, right?
Yeah.
Just one thing at a time. But I think I'm going to take a couple months off. So if my hands look a little rough in videos, first of all,
be it.
Who cares? But sorry in advance. Wearing a mask really cuts down on my allergy symptoms. I can use a lot less meds that way. I have actually done that. The only problem that I have with the masks. So if I'm doing something that's going to kick up dust, or I'm going to be around something that is going to have allergens in the air that are going to irritate me, I'll put the mask on to prevent them from getting in my nose. However, if I've already started having a fit because something's in my nose and tickling me, I can't do it because then I'm just sitting there sneezing in my mask. So the trick is prevent it, not treat it. Like you can't treat it with the mask. You got to prevent it with the mask. So Renee says, I get that. I am allergic to cats, dust mites, and trees, and I live in the country. Hey, sister. Angela Christine says, when my ex and I separated, my allergies got better, so I guess I was allergic to him and his mom.
Whoa. Low blow.
Oh my gosh. Teresa says, oh, I ended up having an allergic reaction to the acrylics and the gel nails, and it has to do with the formaldehyde in the nails.
Well, here's the thought. When you die and they pump you...
Oh gosh, am I going to break out in hives then?
That's what I'm wondering. There's some food for thought.
Free Spirit says, Becca, I hope you are not allergic to quilt fabric fibers. Good grief, me too. Well, I'm not because I'm petting it and everything seems to be okay. So stress can make your allergies worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't feel like I have a lot of stress right now. Like
no, you've been pretty even.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I did have for a little while, I did have some stressors, but I prioritize things that need to happen to have a healthy, balanced, emotional and mental state. Self-care is important to me, making sure that I'm doing things to keep my mental being in check. Therapy, medication if needed, whatever I need to keep myself nice and even, that's a top priority. So, and I'm happy that I do that because sometimes that stress kicks up, man.
And when it does, watch out.
Yeah, it does.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. So I'm glad I know what my coping mechanisms are. I take those very seriously.
I stay medicated.
Danelle's asking, do we have a VIP get together this season? For some reason, I have it on my calendar and I haven't seen an email about it. Kind of thinking of putting it on the wrong date, but I wanted to make sure. Yeah, we did. We did have one scheduled for the 19th, which is Sunday. However, I've had some schedule conflicts, and so it's been moved to the 26th, which is the final Sunday of May. So if you are in the VIP group or you are a channel supporter here on my channel, we have a Zoom next weekend from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. For the VIP members, the link is already in the Facebook group pinned up at the top of the page. And for the channel supporters, the link will be released next weekend, the day before. I usually send everybody a reminder for the link on Saturday. I'm not looking at you. I'm looking over here. I'm sorry. Anyway, the link will be shared next Saturday. So if you haven't missed it, you can't find it, don't worry, it's coming. Are you done?
I have to go to the bathroom.
All right. Have fun.
I'm staying there.
Okay. Mom's leaving, so I guess it's time for me to get sewing.
Oh, sew it.
Penny says, my dermatologist years ago recommended using Dove products. It's made a difference. Dove has a lot less chemicals in it. That's actually what I use. Free Spirit says, I'm allergic to doing dishes.
Me too. I'm allergic to housework.
All right. Bye, Mom. Okay, I have no idea if I'm going to even be able to do this, but I'm going to certainly try to give it a whirl. We'll see. This is not the right pattern, the right cover sheet, but the inside of the pattern is wrong. Let me just... Okay, cool. Oh, it's nice thick paper. I love thick printer paper. Okay, I've cut everything, so I don't need to worry about that. Oh, gosh. I don't love patterns that make you... I really just don't. Using pieces in your A pile. Says, start assembling the windows. So, oh, okay, I see. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're going to try. We're going to try. So this whole pile has A's on it. So I'm just going to go to my setup so you guys can see what I'm doing, and I'm just going to get to it because ain't nothing to it but to do it, right? So, yeah. Okay, let's see if I can figure this out. Okay, I love that we have our fabrics labeled with the letter, but then also the measurement, so I can make sure I know what it is that I'm supposed to be grabbing. Okay, so I need 4 of these units. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cindy says, hello, I want to self-medicate with quilting. I'm thinking of doing a block of the month or maybe a mystery quilt. Any suggestions for a confident beginner? I don't want to be stressed out. So I will tell you, this one back here, definitely beginner friendly, especially with the video tutorial. Fat Quarter Shop does a wonderful job of giving you instructions that I feel like a beginner could even do. So if this is the Sew Sampler block of the month, it comes in the Sew Sampler boxes, but you can buy the pattern $5 a month and sew it from your own fabric. And I think they might still have fabric kits left over if you want to sew it with their fabric. Okay. I have 4 of these put together. And then I need 2 of the blue pieces. Okay, this is great because it tells you what size you need. 2 of the blue pieces that are not this one. Okay, I need 1 of these. Okay. Ooh, teeny tiny. And then 2 of this one. Oh my goodness, teeny tiny. Holy cow, this is not for the faint of heart. All right, we're going to use those to put together our window units. I'm just going to set this out of the way. Get my iron going. So it looks like what we want to do is make sure that these are right sides up. Set them up this way, like this, like that. And then we're going to put these in between here, like that. And then this is going to go in between here, like this. So we're not going to worry about the direction because this is not cut so that the direction of the fabric is always going to go the right way. And it does say to press the seams open. That's one of the things that I've kind of learned about piecing tiny blocks, little blocks like this, is pressing your seams open gets you better results. I don't know why that is. It just is. So we're just going to do this. And then I'm going to pull up my mat and I'm going to try, I want to try to make sure that I don't mess up my piles of fabric. So I'm going to set them over here. Try and get myself organized a little bit better here. Hold on. Hold on, guys. That'll be, it's a little bit wider shot, but you'll be able to see more of what I'm doing. It won't be as close up. So if I need to bring you in nice and tight to show you something, just let me know. But at least this way you'll get to see more of the overhead, the work area. Okay, I'll put this over here. Need it. All right. Press that. And then we're going to put this here. Turn this around over here so that I can see what I'm stitching. The clapper will help me make sure that I get these seams really nice and flat. There we go. I'll take this over here and we're going to piece this with 1/4 of an inch. Hello, Ellen. Amy Dement is here. Hello, Amy. By the way, don't forget, if you guys have a channel, you can promote yourself by using !selfie. That'll drop a link to your channel. Right? It's awesome. Linda says, great shots. I love seeing this so well. Nobody does this as good as Becca. Kudos to you, sister. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I did not think I was going to sew tonight, if I'm being honest. I wasn't feeling it, but sometimes just sitting and chatting with folks is enough to get you motivated to start working on something. So thank you for chatting with me for a few minutes, or almost an hour before I got started. Whether or not I finish this project tonight remains to be seen. Shelly Moyer says, Becca, I joined your membership, but my email was wrong and I didn't realize until it was too late. send me an email, becca@sewbecca.com, and I'll walk you through what'll need to be done. I can't change your email for you once you've put it in there, but what I can do is deactivate that account, and I can give you a coupon code for a free month for you to sign up with your correct email address so that you don't lose your month's worth of access. So just send me an email, becca@sewbecca.com, and I'll take care of that for you tomorrow. Katrina says, teeny tiny is hard for me. Getting things lined up. Getting things lined up is hard, but also what's difficult is sewing straight. There's a couple of my tips for teeny tiny piecing. Number one, starch your fabric before you cut it. Trust me. Number two, when you're sewing, make sure that you are absolutely going straight. No wibble wobble. You've got to be consistent with your seam allowance, and you've got to sew really straight, because any of that variance is going to show in little pieces much bigger than it would in bigger pieces. And then number three is pressing your seams open and getting them super flat. So using things like your Acorn Easy Press pen, even when you only have two pieces of fabric together, using a clapper, that's going to help get better results too. Karine is asking, Becca, what are you making? So I am working on this pattern. It is called Homebody. It is a 19-inch mini quilt or pillow cover from Camille Ross Kelly. This is a couple years old. I have the kit to make this blue house, and that's what I'm working on. Now, I'm going to show you this. Before I sew this piece on, if you look a little bit closer, you can see the white is poking out here. This piece is just a little bit bigger than the piece that was cut from the fabric. And so the other thing that I like to do, and I didn't mention this and I should have, the other thing that I like to do when I'm working with tiny pieces is square up every step of the way. It can be a little tedious, I know, but it will get you better results. So, unfortunately, they don't tell me what this should have squared up to. It should be the same size as this piece. So I'm just going to measure this to make sure. Yep, that sure is. So we're going to look here. That is 1/8 of an inch smaller. No, it's a 1/8 of an inch bigger. Okay, cool. 1/16 of an inch matters. Okay. So this should be up here. I am doing math in my head to figure out how much 1/4 inch off of each side of this white would be. And essentially, it just needs to be 1 inch away. So that's all I needed to trim. Pam Berdini, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. And now that matches up perfectly. So we're going to go over here. And we are going to do one more thing, actually. Need my keyboard. Just going to zoom in a bit. Sorry, I'm doing this live. Right over here. That'll make it a little bit easier for you to see what I'm doing, but still see the whole table. So there we go. That'll work. There we go. Cool. All right. Now that I have that piece pieced, I'm going to press this one open. Just like this. And then this one I might need to trim as well. So I'm just going to double check while this is cooling underneath the clapper. Yep. Just a couple threads, but it makes a huge difference. There we go. And that should match up perfectly. It does. So we're going to come over here and stitch this. Scratch it into place. Linda says, I am so starting mine tomorrow. You are such an inspiration. Thank you. There we go. And now I'm going to press that. Perfect. My back itches, you guys. Like, shoo. All right, so that is one window unit, little teeny tiny. And if you want to know, this piece squares to, it is 2.5 inches wide by 2.25 inches tall. I'm just going to clean this up. There we go. Okay, what's the next one we're going to do? Oh, I got to make 3 of those? Holy cow. I wished I would have read that before. Okay, I need nope, not that one. I need to make 2 more. So I'm just going to set out enough pieces to make 2 more. 2. Linda says, hey, Becca, I got my Cobalt toolbox. It's so cute. When are you going to get yours? I already have them. I got 2 of them, 1 for each of my sewing machines in my room. I keep mine down on my cabinet over here, and it's got all of my must-have notions in it. And then I set up the second one over by my mom's machine and put all of the must-have notions that she uses over there. I got white. That's it was a Mother's Day gift for my daughter. She bought me 2. All right, now I need also those blues. So we're those really teeny tiny ones. So hold on. It was 2.2 and 1.2. This one. Hold on. Nope, that's not it either. It's this. The really teeny tiny ones. Oh my gosh. Okay, those. And now that's done. And then I should have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I still have some of these left. I will keep those in this pile. I don't know what I'm going to need them for. Okay. Slide over there, dang it. All right, same thing that I was doing before. I'm just gonna try to mass sew this. So what that means is I'm gonna lay everything out so I can do some batch sewing. We'll put these together, We'll take these 4 stacks over to the machine. Super teeny tiny, like a miniature quilt. Wait, I need to make 3 altogether. Yes, 3 altogether. So I need to make 2 more. Okay, good. There's 1. The pieces can only get bigger from here, right? Here is 2. Zaza says, I don't know why, but I thought it was a basket quilt pattern like the block behind you. Nope, it's not. This one's a house. This one's the house block. I've had this one for a while. I've wanted to do it for a long time. And then about a year ago, it got starched and cut up and labeled. And it's been sitting in a project bin ever since. So I was sitting in here. I was like, what am I going? Oh, goodness. Hold on. I'm going to sneeze. Allergies. Hold on. Of course, I'm not going to sneeze now. Somebody's asking, could you please show us the inside of your toolbox? Yes, but let me get through some of this sewing. We'll do that in a little bit because it'll require me to clean off the table and lift it up from the bottom of the cart. So if you can just hang on for a little bit, we'll do it. We'll do it a little while later. Linda says the Swoon Mini is fun and stinking cute. Have you done it? I have it on my list of things I want to do. If not, you should. It tested my patience, but I'm proud of it. Bye, Debbie. Have a good night. She says, have a good evening, everyone. Our dinner is ready. Yum, yum, yum. Heather P says, hi, happy Friday. Glad I finally remember the live is happening. Hello, Heather. Now we're going to put all of these right sides together and go sew them. Those windows are tiny, almost need a magnifying glass. Hey, Russ, how are you? Yeah, they're little. They're teeny tiny. Teeny tiny. Feel like singing the Tiny Dancer. Except I call it Tiny Quilter. Can't even see the thread. Goodness gracious. What is an easy press pen? I will show you. An easy press pen. Where did my easy press pen go? Oh, it's in the top. That's right. This is an easy press pen. It's basically like a marker, and inside it holds liquid starch that you just draw on the seams of your fabric. And then once you have the starch drawn into the seam, you put a hot iron on it, let it press. It's going to get those seams really nice and flat. This is a game changer for foundation paper piecing, or if you have a lot of bulk in your seams, or for tiny piecing like this. It really helps to get your seams super flat. I have been out of practice of using that, so thank you for the reminder. This will help me get super, super flat seams. So I'm gonna take that extra step here. Ellen says, you've got me hooked on the Easy Press pen. It's such a difference, right? It is. I never thought, I saw this notion years ago and I thought it was too finicky. I was like, I don't know if I would ever use that. But I wanted to show people that it was a notion, so I even did a video about it. And I was just like, no, it's probably not for me. But then I saw the power of what it can do, and I became hooked. It does become a little bit like a muscle memory thing. So once you start using it, like if I'm doing foundation paper piecing, I try to remember to use it. But if I'm working a lot on a FPP kit, I will have it out and I'll apply it to every single one of my seams. And then I'll transition back over to regular piecing and I'll pull it out and I'm applying it to seams that don't really need it. The Siberian Wind says, do you have any ideas for me? My pen has mold in it, but it's not on the nib. I don't know if it can be fixed. I would just get a new pen. And if you send me an email, because I've bought the kits and I bought them in bulk, I could send you an empty pen that you could fill with your own starch. Becca at sewbecca.com. Yeah, it does arrive empty, Lily. When you buy the pen, it arrives empty, and then you'll get you have to put the solution in the pen the first time. And to do that, you just screw the top off, just like this. And then you'll get a little bottle that will have your pressing solution or your best press, whatever you want to put in there. And you'll just squeeze the solution into the tube of the pen. And we'll put the cap back on. Simple, simple, simple. Don't know why. Okay. Now that these are all put together, we're going to put the middle piece in between. If this doesn't match up, I'm going to go trim it. It does not. I'm off by just a thread, I think, of my seam allowance. So I think I'm sewing with a scant instead of a true 1/4 inch, which is fine. I would rather sew with a more narrow seam allowance and have to square up than to sew with one that's too big and have my blocks come out too small. Lily said, oh, duh. Yeah, you gotta put the solution in it. They don't ship it with the solution in the pen. Canona says, I am using the Acorn Easy Press Pen for the first time to tackle the Shine On Quilt Block of the Month. The results have made me feel so much more confident, more accurate blocks since I began quilting. There you go. I feel like using starch and the Acorn Easy Press Pen helped me get better results too. Who would have thought that those two things would have been such a game changer? Hello, Sarah Stitches. Pat says, just checking in and wondering, what is making you make those tiny things? Well, the pattern. I'm making this pattern. And I actually do like working with little tiny pieces of fabric. Like I like tiny piecing. So a lot of people tend to abhor it. Is that the right word? Uh-oh. Oh, right. I got this. A lot of people don't love it, but I do. I think it's fun. Ooh. Sarah says, hello all. I have been listening to you while I practice on my Moxie long arm. Wonderful. Enjoy that free motion quilting. Zaza says you can always buy watercolor pens and use Best Press or another starch in them if you don't have an Acorn Easy Press pen. That is absolutely accurate. You can do that if you would like to. So that's an option for you as well, but I do have a second pen that is empty that I would be happy to share with you. I can't remember who asked for it. It'll be whoever's in my email. Susan says, gotta run, pain meds are kicking in. Oh wait, no, that's not what she said. That was Amy, gotta run, pain meds are kicking in. Susan says, I used mine when sewing the summer moon blocks. Boy, did it help. As a result, 4 ladies in the guild purchased the Easy Press pen. Wonderful. Press it open, press it. Siberian Wind. That's right. That's right. Wonderful, Sarah. I'm glad you have that long arm. Wonderful. Cheryl Christopher says, why does the pattern show 4 windows but only have you making 3? I'm making 3 windows up here. These 2 windows are different sizes. So I have 2 of them done. I'm making these 3. Awesome! Sarah won the raffle from So Yeah. Is that where you got the Moxie from? Is from So Yeah, the raffle that they had? That's wonderful. Congratulations. No worries, Cheryl. She says, oh, sorry. No worries. Donna McCaffrey says, hello, everyone. What is the name of the pattern that you are using, and is it still available? It is called Homebody. It is for a 19-inch mini quilt or pillow. It is by Thimble Blossoms, specifically Camille Ross Kelly. Pattern number 240. If you go to Thimble Blossoms website, you'll be able to find the pattern. All right. These top 3 windows are all set. This, okay. And now the pattern wants us to build the other 2 windows, these 2. And to do that, we're going to go back to our pile of A fabrics. We need 4 of these for each window. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am starting to sweat. Change that air conditioner, turn that down a bit. And then we also need, we need these. We're going to need 2 of these because we're making 2 windows. Get off my thing. All right, 2 of those. And then we'll need 0.75 by 1.25. There it is. We'll need 2 of these for each window, so a total of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The only thing that I feel like, the only critique that I have for this is in the cutting instructions, they have you making a pile of A fabric. And you're building this out as section A, section B, section C. Section A is this area, section B is this area. And I like that, but I feel like they could have been like, this is A1, this is A2, this is A3. They didn't do that. They said, grab your A fabrics, and they just kept referencing to the pieces that by the measurement. So when if you do this, really when you label it, you got to label it as fabric A and then write the measurement piece. They could have labeled that differently. I would have liked that. I'm going to take a quick intermission. My back itches. I need my husband to scratch it. Not taking these allergy pills. It's making my back itch. I'm going to go have him take care of that for me, and I will be right back. Okay, thank you. Somebody's asking, where can we find the May video for you for your traveling quilt collab? It should be on my YouTube channel, and it should be down at the bottom under sew-alongs. The video should be in a playlist right there for you. Okay, let's see. We're going to go back to where we were. Becca, when you were starting to make up a song using rub it in, maybe, I don't know where that's from. Beautiful windows, thank you. Linda said, thank you for the helpful hint. You're very welcome. I love that you guys are dancing, that's hilarious. All right, let's start building these out. So I'm gonna set this pile of A aside, and we're gonna do just like we did before. It's going to be this. Oh, no, it's going to go this way this time. There we go. This way, this way, this way. I'm just going to lay them out the way they need to go so that I don't get confused. These pieces, like there's only a 1/4 inch of a difference between the length and the width. One side matches up with that little blue piece just absolutely perfectly. The other side does not. So I want to make sure I have everything lined up before I come over to the sewing machine, because I don't want to have issues with this later. Okay. I am going to finger press this open. So the next one, oh, plug it in, the Glade commercial, that's it. Yep, plug it in, plug it in. Ooh, scratch my back, scratch my back. Hello, Cheryl Pickett. Welcome to the live stream. I believe, by the way, the May video for that traveling quilt series was actually on Amy Dement's channel. So you can also go to her channel and find the video. It is her video that I have linked to on my channel. So it's the same video. It's not, and I don't have it uploaded. Like, I'm not going to get credit for the watch hours or ad revenue or anything. If you watch that video, it'll help Amy's channel. These pieces can only get bigger from here. Because they are neat. Press open. Dog nabbit. There you go. Oh, you guys couldn't find it on hers. Okay, hold on. Let me just go to my YouTube channel really quick. Let's pull the keyboard over here, and I will make sure it is in my playlist. And while I'm at it, I'll get the link and just paste it into the chat so you guys have it right there. Down at the bottom, yep, there are 4 episodes in there. Oh, hold on, go back. Yeah, come on. You guys get to sit here and watch me navigate a computer. I'm sure somebody out there isn't going to love that. Oh, it's not in the playlist. January, February, March, April. Oh, 5. Oh my goodness, Amy, I am so sorry. I don't have hers in my, here it is. There it is. It is now in the playlist. So sorry. 2024 traveling quilt. Okay, it's there now. And also, while I'm at it, I will get the link, share, copy the link. Amy's collab, traveling quilt collab video. There you go. It is now officially in the playlist. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you scroll down to the bottom. When you look at that playlist and you click on it and pull it up, it should be in there. There should be a total of 5 videos as of May 17th, 2024. Yep, 5 episodes. There we go. Good. Sorry about that. Thank you for letting me know. Is this pattern a series of blocks? Nope. Just the one block. It's going to be a 19-inch mini quilt or pillow cover, whatever you want to use it for. It is called Homebody by Thimble Blossoms. Mama Hardin says, hello all, how is everybody's day going? I have been cross-stitching butterflies for cancer patients. I switched from cross-stitch and diamond art coasters and embroidery. It keeps me from getting bored. Hello. Laura Schmidt is here. Says, hello, everyone. Hello. It's still May. Yep, it's still May. Good night, Michelle. Have a great weekend. All right. Now that all those are finger pressed, I'm going to give it some heat. I feel like those are laying flat enough that I can piece on the next part. I just want to make sure that these measure up the way they're supposed to before I start stitching them together. If it's longer than this middle piece, I know I've got to do some trimming. Yep, it sure is. Okay, let's trim these. Yep, that's it. It could be 1.5. And it's like 1 and 9/16 or 31 and 17/32. It's just a thread, but that thread could make a difference. So, especially when we're working with something this small. So when I'm squaring this up, by the way, I'm measuring from the seam where the white and the blue come together. I know I should have taken a 1/4 inch off, and so I'm thinking about how big that piece was, right? So in this case, it was 2 inches, I think, and I took a 1/4 inch off, and so now these should measure at 1 3/4 inches from that seam where it joined up to the blue. So I'm just taking these tiny little pieces off. I'm doing that on both sides so that that blue strip stays in the dead center. And the reason why I'm doing this, if you don't know or you can't figure it out, is I could, of course, eyeball it and put it on here and deal with it later. But by making sure that that blue is exactly 1 1/4 or 1 3/4 of an inch up from either side of the white, then that's going to help me make sure that I have like a true plus. Does that make sense? They're going to hit at the same spot on both sides of that bar. Skipping a step here is not advised. Happy birthday, Melody! Lily says, I watched your Holland pouch tutorial video. Would you say it's beginner friendly? Yes, I would. I will tell you though, if you have a machine that doesn't like a lot of bulk, rather than putting the binding on the pieces on the inside where you're wrapping the binding around the inside, I would just zigzag stitch it and it'll be just as functional. Ooh, Shelby's birthday's coming up too. Happy birthday, Shelby. Honey Joe Henry says 1974, Billy Crash Craddock had a hit country song with Rub It In. It's the Glade commercial came out with the song later. Got it. Okay. Didn't know that. Thank you. Debbie's asking Shelby if you have your long arm yet. Joyce Blackburn says, I took 2 quilt tops to the long armor this week and my machine in to get a checkup. Wonderful. Come on. There we go. Math Geek says, yes, I do have my long arm. It's all set up and I have been practicing on panels. Wonderful. Give this a little starch on the seams just to get that to lay even flatter. Oh, John's having a birthday on Tuesday. Wonderful. Happy birthday, John. Lots of May birthdays. Do you change your stitch length when sewing tiny sizes? You can. I usually always stitch with a 2. But I will tell you on the back of these, I am noticing a couple areas where the stitches have popped a little bit. And so I would say a nice rule of thumb would be to back stitch when you start and stop. I have not been doing that, but I kind of wished I had been. All right, so those are the windows. Now, what are we going to do? Okay, we're going to put these together. We need another blue, 1.25 by 5.25. There it is. We need one for here, one for here. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, okay. Nope. This one goes over here. And then this one goes here. See, they could have just like A1, A2, A3, A4. It would have been so much easier. And we're gonna, it says we're gonna press these seams under here so we don't have to press open now. But I need this piece, 1.25 by 2.25. This one. I have 2 of those. Yep. Right in here and right in here. Okay. So if I'm tracking this correctly, this window is not the same size. Do you see how it's wider than that piece? But it is the right width of this. So make sure that those are oriented right. This should line up right on here. And then these are going to press towards the blue. All of this is going to press towards the blue. We don't have to press open with this step. I feel like now we're going to start gaining traction. There's that. Here's this. Now I'm going to add to here. Anthea is having a birthday too. Happy birthday, Anthea. Uh-oh. 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 Oh, it's because of the 1/4 inch, yeah? Hold on, let me show you what I'm uh-ohing and what I'm having a problem with. Hold on. It's probably just that I didn't square it up after that last step. Okay, so I'm gonna see if this one's giving me the same fit. When I lay these together, I have excess coming off the left and the right. And so the bottom window is wider than the top window in this piece. So that probably is just a seam allowance issue that I just need to clean up. So I'm gonna bring it over here. The good thing is because we did deal with a bunch of just like round numbers, either everything was either 1 1/4, 1 1/2, or 1 whole. I know I can just round down to the nearest whole number. So if it's measuring, in this case, in between 1 and 1/8, I'm just going to go down to 1, and taking those 2 little slivers off now makes it just as wide as that piece. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. If you're curious, I am measuring 1 inch away from where the right panes hit that blue cross-haired area. Okay, there we go. One's still a bit off, but that could actually be a cutting issue. So we're just gonna sew it and go. It's less than 1/8 of an inch, so we're not gonna worry about it. No? And you probably can't even tell on the camera. Okay. Then right here. We'll give both of those a good press. Susan says, my mother's birthday is 98. She would have been turning 98 if she were still living. Aw. Shelby says she loves the navy and the white together. All right. Now we're going to take this piece. Oof. See, this one is not, it's my seam allowances, and that's fine. We're just going to trim off a bit. Get rid of this. This piece is not as long as this piece, but the pattern isn't telling you what to square this up to. So that's another shortcoming that I feel like is in here. So I'm just going to measure what this is. This is 5 1/4. So I'm going to trim this at 5 1/4. This is at 5 1/2. Was this supposed to be 5 1/4? Yes, it was. Okay. So I need to take 1/8 of an inch off of either end because this is measuring 5 1/2 right now. So I'm just going to clean up the edges, and then I will just trim down 1/8 of an inch on either side. Ugh, this is not good piecing. And we're going to be okay with it. It's going to be fine. I must have had a cutting mistake because I trimmed, and that's whatever. It is what it is. We're going to put this together here now. That matches up perfectly, and this one matches up perfectly. So this is a lesson to be learned. When you're, what the heck is that? What the heck is this? There's a cut in this piece of fabric. And that is not going to be usable now. Do I have scrap of that fabric? I think I do. Okay. I think I have scrap. What was this one? Okay. What was this measured at? 1 1/2. Nope. 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. Okay, fine. The heck was I thinking? One 1/4 by 5 1/4. Okay. There we go. Now this piece can go in the bucket. Let's try this again. Yeah, right? Salsa says, glad you saw that before you got it sewn. Me too. I would not have been a happy camper. And I actually have, I'm kind of regretting how this was cut because there's directional fabric and I have enough over there that I could have made all of the rainbows go in the right direction. I have a problem with directional fabric. This has been something I have realized over the past couple of years. If it's directional, I want it to go in the right direction if the quilt has a very obvious top and a very obvious bottom. And I did not cut this fabric that way. So I'm going to have rainbows going every which way, and we'll deal with it. It'll be fine. I saw that eye roll, right? I can already tell you I'm not going to like it. I can already tell you I'm not going to like it. But I'm going to keep going because these prints are so small that they might read as like a polka dot when you take a step away. Right now I'm seeing it very up close, and I'm looking at just a little bit of the quilt. So it might be bothering me more now than it would if it were bigger or if it were all put together. So we'll leave it. As we start to add more visual interest to this, that probably will bother me a little less, but right now I don't love it. See if this piece needs to be trimmed down. It sure does. 1/8 of an inch on either end. Linda says, you know it will be beautiful when it's all put together. Always late says, hi, I fell asleep. Did Mama go to bed? She did. Free Spirit says, yes, it's reading as a dot to me. It'll be okay. We'll see. We'll see. Don't forget, if you guys have a channel on YouTube that you would like to promote, you can do exclamation selfie in the chat to share your channel link with anybody who's here. Linda says, I was just looking at the Fat Eighth bundle and I didn't notice what they were either. All right. Small window on top, big one on the bottom. Look at that, we have some windows. Okay, what's the next step? The next step is to take this piece plus 1 by 2.25, which is the last one we have, and the door, which is the only one that we have, maybe? What is the door? Is it 2.25? Yes, it's this very pretty floral. So pretty. And now we're just going to sew these together. Oh, so pretty. I love that door. See? So pretty. Gwendolyn says, I missed it. Did this come in a subscription box? Nope, it didn't. I bought this as a kit years ago when this fabric came out. Bought it off of a shop on Etsy. It's been in my list of things to do since I lived in Arlington. Oh, no worries. Always late. She said, I'm sorry I missed her. She is so funny. Well, you go back and watch the replay. She was here cutting up Cutting it all up. Your clapper is beautiful, Becca. Thank you. I got this from American Vintage. I paid 70 bucks for it. Did not get it for free, so not sponsored, but highly recommend. It is gorgeous, and I do love it, and it works beautifully. All right. So now we have that. Karen Little says, good evening from Stormy, Winnipeg, Manitoba. Wow, are we ever having thunderbangers? We need to put the blue down here at the bottom, and that blue is going to be 1.25 by 3.5. I'm sorry, because there's no other way to refer to this fabric. I know I'm saying the measurements as I go, and I know that's a no-no, but I'm trusting that y'all aren't out there writing down all of the measurements that I might be mumbling as I'm going. Please, if you want to do this, just go by the pattern. So pretty. Is this the right size? Because that's like a whole 1/4 inch smaller than the other one. Hold on, I don't have the measure. Oh no, this is a little too big. Okay, just by a thread, a few threads, but we've seen how a few threads can make a huge difference. So let's just cut that off. Still too shy. Oh, all right. How wide should this be? There we go, just like that. Okay, now let's try and see if that helps. Put this at the bottom next to the bigger window. No, it's still shy by like a whole 1/4 of an inch. What the heck? Do I have the wrong piece? No, it matched over here. Is this one wider than the other? No, they're exactly the same. I don't understand. See? They're the same width. Siri, I wasn't talking to you. Okay. We're just gonna put it on there, eyeball the center, and hope we can make that up. Your scant 1/4 inch is maybe throwing off with multiple seams? No, because I'm trimming every step of the way. Mennonite said I made her Siri say okay. I don't know what's going on there, but we're gonna leave it because I do think I'm gonna be able to cover that up. And if I can't, I have plenty of extra. I'll just make this piece as wide as that is. Okay. Now we're going to put these 3 units together. What? Look. Something is off with the cutting, I feel like. Two. 1/4. Okay. That is dead on in the middle. It's a 1/2 inch. It was an inch. I took a 1/4 inch on either side. Then what is... Oh, you guys. You guys. You guys. This should be the same size. And this should be the same size. Here they are. Let's try pinning. I will just trim off the bottom if I have to. This is lined up. Oh, no, that's not it either. Never. Actually, did I put, I think I might have, no, because that would have made it bigger. Nope. That's the right way. Okay. Uh-oh. I put these on the wrong sides. Thick one needs to go on the outside. Okay, that's the second mistake we've made. We're done. We're done. It's 10 o'clock. We're done. When I get to the point where I start making boo-boos like this, especially with smaller pieces, it's time for my brain to put it on hold, and I will pick it up tomorrow. Maybe I'll pick it up next week. I don't know. It might be done by then. We'll see. I might end up even going in and redoing some of these. We'll see how that works too. Okay, let's take a look and see what you guys have been working on over on Facebook. If I can find the right screen. There it is. Yay! It's the long blue slips. Stitch in Time says, you're not wrong. Well, I'm probably going to rip these out and take a look at it and try it again tomorrow. But I didn't get that far. And I think there's a better way to do some of this, if I'm being honest. Ruth Roberts says, you were so brave to do this live. Thank you. You're welcome. Oh, you guys wanted to see the tool chest that I have. So I'll bring it up and show you. I did promise I would show you what this looks like. So I got two of these for Mother's Day. They're both white. One is over here by my Juki, and then the other one is over by the Baby Lock. Let's go to the overhead camera and I'll show you what this looks like. So the top part, you have this lid that flips open, and you can put, it's all metal, so you can put magnets and stuff in there. I keep my Acorn Easy Press pen, a couple of writing pens, an air-soluble pen, and a water-soluble pen in the top, and then just a small ruler. You can't really put a ton of stuff up here. The lid doesn't allow a lot of height, but it does allow for me to put some pens and writing utensils, so that's kind of what I keep up there. In the first drawer down, I have my tool set, also from American Vintage, same place that made my clapper. They kind of match a little bit because of the stripes. So I have all three of those in here. I also have, this actually goes up here. This is my tri-point lubricator, tri-flow lubricator for my Juki. I can't fit this up here, so it goes down here. It's my Choco pen, and I have a small pair of Kai snips in that first drawer. And then one more drawer down, I keep my diagonal seam tape, the Modern American Vintage wax for my clapper, a refill for my Tri-Flow, my eczema cream, a little pack of clips. These are clips that Mary bought for me. They're blue, and each one has a letter on it or a number. This one says number 12. You can't see, it's too small, but they stay in this little drawstring. I have a nail file, some hand lotion. I got this from So Yeah, one of their boxes. It holds Band-Aids. It's empty. I need to put some Band-Aids in there. and then a small quarter, add a quarter ruler, add a quarter plus ruler, and then this has all of my 45 millimeter blades. So this is kind of like everything that I would need is right here, just about. I do wish it were a little bit bigger because I would like to be able to put my bobbins in here too. I could put my bobbins down in here, but then I wouldn't be able to put all of this extra stuff in here. I'm still trying to figure out the exact layout that I want for this. So that's kind of how I have it organized. I think my mom's is a little bit better than mine is. I just have so much stuff. And I wished I will probably invest in some sort of dividers for it in there as well. Nancy Robinson says, somebody, I don't know, I'm trying to see if there was a start to this comment, but she said, he took an 8-inch off the top window and the side pieces, but did not take an 8-inch off of, eighth of an inch off the middle one. Also, the narrow dark blue pieces should be the inside and not the outside. You're right. You're right. I'll take a look at it. I think just with trying to do the live stream and piecing this together, especially with the fabric not being numbered, made it a little difficult. And so I also want to test my quarter of an inch. So I'll, like, full disclosure, I'll probably go back in, rip those seams out, try again, or recut the fabric and try again, because I don't feel like I'm so far into this that I can't recover. Is there a link somewhere for the American Vintage? I do not have an affiliate link, so I would just Google American Vintage. I don't have one off the top of my head. Let's take a look at the Facebook group. Karen Little says, such a great toolbox. I was thinking of getting a small tackle box, but this looks like it would be even more effective. So I think I'm still going to get a small tackle box because I would like to be able to have one that has a lid and closes and has a handle. This is good for sitting here and staying there, but I want a portable one that I can take with me to retreats. So this doesn't have a lid that closes, although, oh my goodness, you could always, you could maybe put a rubber band or something around it and it would be just fine. Yvette Hartso says that she finished the star tonight. She put the straight line quilting on her mom's beach quilt and she's trimming it up to put the binding on tonight. Very pretty. Misty Dame says she's working on her pin cushion watercolor painting. Wow. I thought that was a real pin cushion. Lily says, I conquered zippers. I made my first zippered pouch. It was one of my 2024 quilty goals. I also made a round basket for the first time. That required calculating a circumference since I didn't have a pattern. The last time I did that kind of math was 1987. Very pretty. Bungee cord for the win, Angela says. Absolutely. Like, bungee cord would be cheaper than a tackle box. Kelly Moiter says she also worked on the Block of the Month FPP for the hummingbird. Very pretty. Love that fabric. Jody Smith made this quilt from all of her scraps. Let's take a look at it. It's a puff quilt. Oh, wow. Oh, and I love the white binding on it. Oh, that's great. Norma Loveless finished this today. Okay, I love that. I love that. Kelly Moiter said she finished this By Annie bag this week. I need to tackle one of those bags one day. Rachel Nelson made this for the Maine State Shop Hop Challenge. It's not her normal fabric choice, but she does love it. Mennonite Farmhouse found the website is called Modern American Vintage. Connie Jo Henry says this is a creative Kiwi design, Larry the Lamb. Super cute. Kelly Moiter says she put the border on her beach wall hanging and she absolutely loves it. Oh, wow, that's pretty long. Melissa says that she completed some bags this week, the screen tote bags and bendy bags. Athena is working on the Drink Me part of her block. Nice job. This is Katie's FQS Stronger Together quilt for 2024. She said she has the quilt top finally finished. Man, the square in a square was so painfully frustrating to rip off the back. I'll never leave it on again while sewing all the parts together. I had fun color designing it. I enjoyed piecing it too. My Heartlight played a part in how color was used in the Stop and Look star block. The photo just doesn't do it justice since it's not laying totally flat on what I have hanging it on. Pretty. Jennifer Jones says this is the Tennessee Waltz, book by Eleanor Burns. Fabrics are mainly by Basic Gray with a few blenders with music notes. Finished around 2017 for my daughter. Wow. Let's take a look at this. Very pretty. Oh, I love that. Very nice. Linda Robinson is working on English breakfast. She needs a mini quilt for her office wall. Some pieces are 3/4 of an inch, but I put my coffee cup in. Wow. Susan Nero is hand quilting her City Lights quilt. Jennifer Jones says, sending some love from the shores and islands. Photos were from April. My boss occasionally sends me on a drive cycle with our company cars. I usually drive up here for a change of scenery and drive the coastal trail back to the office. Gosh, that's pretty. Oh, I love all of these pictures. It's I feel bad because sometimes I'll just get caught looking at the picture and I'm just quiet because I'm just taking it all in. This is from Christine. She says she finished this UFO at a quilt retreat. She bought the indigo fabrics in 2017 and made the yo-yo centers in 2018. The next step is quilting. I'm thinking about big hand stitches, but not sure. I have large red vintage coat buttons to sew around the border. It's definitely off the beaten path from what I've been making for the last several years. That working? I think it's kind of cool. I'm moving the mouse around and it moves the picture. That's neat. Ellen says, hopefully next week I'll have all pieces together. Either I'll have a picture of it completed or a picture of me bald. Lori Fayer says, a stack of finished pillowcases for the So Yeah pillowcase drive, working on more while watching. Lori, are you still here? And if not, does anybody know when their pillowcase drive is going to end? Because maybe that's something we can do tomorrow or like next week. Maybe we can do pillowcases. I wouldn't mind jumping in on that and sending some pillowcases their way. And if you guys want to do it with me, we can work on some live and just ship them all off. Jody Smith says, this is my work in progress. I have to sew it with my machine as my arthritis hurts too much to hand sew it. Oh, that's so pretty. Love the colors. Shelley Moyer says, I had to pause on my cathedral windows quilt so I could finally quilt my rose garden quilt for my sister's housewarming. All I need to do is trim and bind and add a label. Love this one. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. All of that work. Go you. Oh, pillowcases are due by the end of May. If we do a last minute run, pillowcases don't take that long. I could make some next Friday and drop them in the mail on Saturday. Why don't we plan to do pillowcases next week? Do they have, oh, I have this toolbox, Lori, actually. I do have that one. Are they, it's just like the burrito method, okay? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. Elizabeth says this was gifted to her granddaughter, Anna's Delight. Anana's Delight. Ananas is French for pineapple. That's really pretty. Angela says she can make one in about 20 minutes or so. Are you doing Wild West during a live event each month? Loretta is asking. We'll talk about that in a minute. Rebecca P says, I just finished my first cuddle care quilt to be dropped off at the local children's hospital. I forgot to take a picture before SMH. Oh, I'm so sorry. Burrito method is what I'll be using unless we have to do something else. Angela says burrito method makes them so quick to make. Yep, that's what I'll be doing. Donna Baba, thank you so much for subscribing. Oh, sorry, you don't need to see my real life friends and their Facebook post. Georgia McCroy says she's been working on this one since 2021. Plan to put it in our county fair this summer. Burrito is what they're asking for. Awesome. Good. That's what we'll do. We'll do pillowcases next week. And then if you guys want to join me, you can make some too. And then we'll all, oh, hi. You don't need the overhead anymore. You can join me in doing that too, and then we'll all mail them off on Saturday so that they'll get them just after Memorial Day, which will be hopefully the deadline. So yeah, let's do some pillowcases next week. I don't have anything else lined up, and quite honestly, with the week at work that I have ready, I'm going to need an easy sew. So we're going to do that. However many I finish next week is how many I'm going to mail off. If it's 1, I'm sending 1. If it's 10, I'm sending 10. We'll see how many we can get done. And maybe I can get Mom to make them too, because those are really easy sew. So maybe the two of us can just start pulling fabric from the shelves and getting them coordinated. I can get them cut and pressed, and we can just sew them together. Those are super forgiving. I'll walk you through how to make them. I'm sure they already have a tutorial on their website or on their YouTube channel. So if you haven't checked that out, feel free, but I'll also show you how I'm going to do it live. So we were asking questions about the Wild West Puzzle Mystery Quilt. And the question was, are you going to do the clues during a live? So I will tell you what my plan is for the next Puzzle Mystery Quilt. I really was on the fence about whether or not I was going to do another one. I wasn't sure if I wanted to take a break and pick it back up next year in February and just focus on some other type of content. But I also know that when Puzzle Mystery Quilts come out, I will have a little bit of fear of missing out. So I don't want to do it, but I want to change up how I'm making content for that. I don't know if I'm going to do them during a live. Right now, my plan is to do a pre-recorded tutorial video. However, I am not going to do a large. I'm going to do a small. And I'm going to see what is the difference between the small and the large, both in size, which we already kind of know. Can we make it so it's useful? We might need to add, I'll probably buy the optional extra borders. But also, I want to compare it to Ian's. And so right now, what we've been talking about is picking the same colorway, if Cotton Cuts will allow us to do that. And the two of us will both do tutorial videos. He will do them for a large, I will do them for a small. We will, of course, cross promote each other, but you'll be able to see as the puzzle mystery quilt unfolds, how does the large compare to the small and how does the small compare to the large? And I think I'm going to take it a step further. Ian always tries to guess what his large will be. He tries to see if he can figure out the puzzle before the final reveal. So he takes his time to do all that stuff. And I think maybe, perhaps, that might be something we collab on to see if we can solve the small as well. So we'll see. We'll see. More to come on that. I am likely, like, I'm 99% that I will do another puzzle mystery quilt, but I'm also thinking that it's going to be recorded, edited videos. If you feel strongly about it not being that and you'd like to see them as live streams, let me know. Leave them in the leave me a comment down below, put it in the live chat here, or send me an email. But I feel like it would be nice if we could have a 15 to 20 minute tutorial video for those of you that are going to do a small. Ian does an amazing job with the large clues, does a wonderful tutorial. I love making tutorials. And so I figured, why not fill the void, since nobody seems to really be doing that for the smalls. And even if they were, I do good tutorials. So I'm going to lean into that. So let me know if you disagree with that. I'm kind of looking to see what people are going to say. Right now, I'm waiting for people like, no, don't do it. No, don't do it. Or yes, do it. Yes, do it. Like, I don't know. I'm nervous about this because it's a shift in direction. I've done them as live streams and I don't want to alienate anybody, but at the same time, this is, I think, where I want to go with making that content. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Patsy here from Texas, albeit a little bit late. Hello, Patsy. Hello, Sheila. Sheila Grimes is here. She says hello. Lori says she is using her serger for the pillowcases. I find a tiny microscopic, tiny microscopic latch hook to pull the tails through the loops, and it is a game changer. Awesome. Cheryl says, I love tutorials. What kind of fabric for pillowcases? I'm just going to use straight up cotton. So pull whatever cotton you have off of your shelf. There are a ton of free patterns out there. I will link to one and I'll put it in the Facebook group sometime over the weekend. I'll just so you know what to pull. And if you want to starch and cut, you can beforehand. We're going to do them with French seams. You're going to do a cuff, an accent strip, and then the body of the pillowcase, just standard size pillowcases. They're going to be great. If you have novelty fabric, this is a great chance to use your novel. Oh my goodness. I have some New Kids on the Block fabric. I might be making myself a pillowcase. What? Sorry. Nah. Anyway, it's after 10 o'clock. I'm tired. I keep yawning. You guys don't want to sit here and listen to me yawn. Thank you for hanging out with me. Don't forget to come back next Friday. We're going to make some pillowcases for, Service Project. If you happen to be over there tomorrow, let them know we're going to be sending some pillowcases in the last week of May. So don't count us out yet. I'll see you guys all later. Thank you for hanging out with me and have a great week. Bye, friends. Where did the other thing go? Ah, there it is. Okay, let's try this again. Bye, friends.